Welcome back. I'm Devi, and this is a healing yin yoga practice, a restorative practice that's good for evening, good for before bed, even for the middle of the night, or any time that you need a very supportive and restful yoga practice. We'll be using pillows and props, so whatever you can gather around you to really bolster your body and support yourself. I have a yoga bolster, and instead of a bolster, you could use a sofa cushion, the kind that's behind you when you lean back, one of those big ones. Those are great instead of a yoga bolster. Yoga block, if you don't have that, you can use a smaller firm cushion or a folded towel. And then also I have a couple small pillows. If you don't have small pillows, you could use some rolled or folded towels. So gather your props, make yourself cozy, and we'll get started in a supported child's pose. So using as much cushion as you'd like under yourself for your child's pose. I've got my two pillows on top of my bolster. You can turn your head to the side or whatever head position feels good. Hands could be on your pillows or down along your sides on the floor. And take a deep breath in. Feel the breath spreading across your back. And soften as you exhale. And feel your body soften and melt into the support of the pillows and the support of the earth. And taking one more deep breath. Exhale. And rising up, making your way to a sitting position with your left leg out to the side and your right leg bent. And coming into a forward bend over your left leg. So you can do this with or without props. Hands could come to the leg or the floor on either side. If you'd like to support this, then a bolster on top of the leg or inside the leg, maybe additional props on top of that. So it can be nice to have your support contacting your belly. It's really, just feels very supportive and nurturing. If you need more support than this, then just keep on piling up pillows or blankets until you feel nicely supported. Until you feel like you're held, you're able to unwind and let go into the feeling of this support. And maybe you feel your belly softly inflating and deflating against the support of the pillows. Slowly coming back up. And now you can put your props aside. We'll come into a side bend here. So keep the legs how they are. And then just coming over this left leg with your left hand and rotate your chest open. Rotate your right shoulder back. And this is a side bend meant to stretch this right side of the torso. If you want to reach your arm up and over, you can. If you want to rest your hand behind your head, you can. If you want to use your bolster or something under your elbow here, that's an option that a lot of people will go for. And then this hand could also be behind the back. The hand that reaches over could instead be behind the back. It's your choice. If you have it behind the back, then you'll maybe get a nicer stretch in the neck. If you're feeling like you have some neck tension, then you might like that. And feeling how the spine gently arcs here. It arcs to the side. So there's a gentle stretch of the tissues of the side body, side of the neck maybe. And also inside of the body, the sides of the spine, as it makes this arc. And as you rest here, as you breathe here, you can experiment with slightly, ever so slightly, different tilts of the head. Face farther up toward the ceiling or farther down toward the ground. Notice how the inhale and the exhale affect what you feel here. How's the body different as it inhales? And how does the pose feel different as it exhales? And now slowly rising up, coming back to the center, pause at the center. You can fold both legs in and just take a moment here to feel. Feel how the body is speaking to you. Maybe some tingling or vibrating sensations, some warmth or some sense of energy moving. And now shifting over to the second side, so taking your right leg out, and then with or without props as you wish. Remembering to pull your props back so that you get that nice contact with the belly. And then breathe into the belly, breathe into the back, breathe into the ribs. And let your body melt into this support. And let your body melt into this shape. And with your awareness, completely enter into what's happening. what you're feeling. Any sensation of stretch, tension, release. Any feeling of the clothes that are touching your skin. The air as it softly and gently swirls around you. And the air as it softly and gently enters your body as you breathe in. And the support of the pillows against the front of your body. And now slowly coming up and making a gentle and slow transition to the side bend. So taking your right hand onto the leg, rotate your left shoulder back and come on down sideways toward the leg, and see what you want to do with your left hand, either behind the back or up and over. And feeling this gentle arc of the spine in the other direction now. And the stretch on this side of the spine. And the stretch on this side of the torso, the side of the ribs, the side of the neck. And slowly release. Once again, come to a sitting position, any comfortable position. Rest and feel the effects of this side bend and forward bend. Notice the swirling energy that's around you, inside of you. Whatever sensations are percolating. Whatever parts of your life force have been stirred or released or awakened from these first couple of poses. shifting to a Sphinx position on your belly. So you could do this a couple of ways. I'll show you the prop-free way first, to simply rest on your elbows, our sort of typical Sphinx pose. Hands could be clasped or palms down. Or I'll offer you a propped version today where you can use either a rolled up towel or a small cushion under your ribs. And then a second prop, a bolster or your sofa cushion or a couple of blocks under your elbows, and then adjust as needed. And this support under the belly and ribs is so lovely in this pose. You can really allow your breath and belly to release into that support. So there's no need to engage the belly. You can let your legs go wider or narrower as it feels right for you. And the support that's under your forearms, it's good to get it under the elbows, it's not so much the forearms you want to support, it's really the elbows, because that's where the weight is going. And imagining that the air around you is filled with healing nutrients that are designed just for you, so that every breath is like a tonic, a custom-made tonic for this body, for this being. As you release into this pose, continuing to be in this shape and to breathe in this shape, and to feel this healing breath swirling around inside of you. Now, and make your way back into child's pose. You could choose to support yourself again in child's pose. We'll do 1 minute here. Continuing to feel this healing breath all around you, this healing air. You can feel it spreading into your back as you breathe in. And releasing and coming onto your back now for figure 4 pose. And it's optional to have some support under your head here. So this could be a block or a small cushion. Now taking your right ankle over your left knee and draw both legs in toward you, threading the right hand through to hold the back of the thigh. Or the second clasping option is, instead of behind the thigh, you'll clasp in front of the left shin. Stretching into the outer right hip. The right buttock. And letting this practice be as gentle as you like, so you could always back it up, clasp behind the thigh, prop yourself, giving yourself as much support as you could possibly desire. And imagining that Mother Earth, with her massive body of support, is holding you, is hugging you with gravity, with the force of gravity, hugging you against the body of the earth. And releasing and switching sides. Taking your left ankle over your right knee. Noticing the sensation in the left buttock and the left outer hip. And notice the parts of yourself that are connecting with the earth, that are being hugged against the earth, against Mother Earth, with this pull of gravity. And releasing figure 4. Stretch out on the mat. Take 1 minute to rest in any position on your back that feels good. Noticing any sensations of warmth or tingling as this energy is released. People sometimes feel it as a sense of pressure, vibration, thudding even, or shimmering. And you might track it as it changes, as it morphs, as it travels through your body. And bending the knees now and placing your block or firm cushion under your hips for a supported bridge. So I like to use the middle height for the block. Some people like to use the low height, especially if you have any tenderness in your lower back or tenderness anywhere that's affected by this pose, then the low height might be better for you. And I do like the firmness of the block, but some people really prefer to just be on something softer, so it's your choice here. And you also have the choice to have the legs be straight or to bend them like this with the feet flat, which can feel a little more stable. And here with the hips just slightly above the heart and the heart just slightly above the head. There's a certain calming energy that can be invoked as you take a break from gravity, from the head being on top, from that kind of mental dominating sense, and instead letting the body be the larger awareness here, the body, the spine, the sacrum, which is so connected to our whole energy centers. And you can notice as you breathe where the breath wants to go. Uncurl your fingers, let your palms be open. And now taking the feet in if you had them forward, and lift your block out, or lift your hips out. Take the block out and rest down. And come into another resting position. Legs extended or whatever resting position feels good. And in Yin we have this lovely star pose or pentacle pose where you can, if you so desire, you can let your arms and legs really spread out and sprawl out. Or if you want to use your cushion under your knees, you could do that. Feeling the effects of the pose. hug them into your chest. Wrap the arms around the legs. Gently rock side to side. And come into a spinal twist with one or both knees coming over to the right. And I'm going to get my pillows nearby, because you may want to use them the way I'm going to, which is taking the left knee across the body onto the pillows. So a bolster works for this, or a sofa cushion. And then opening up into the twist with the left arm coming out. My right leg is just straight down the mat. Another option is to take a modified cattail pose with the foot bent up and left hand holding the right foot, which will be too much for some people, but it might feel really nice for you. And as you settle into this shape, it can be nice to adjust once you feel ready for a little more sensation. Take your right elbow onto the ground and then adjust the right shoulder out and over to the right a little more. So it's just going to deepen your twist a little bit. And this healing elixir of the air that's around you, suffused with the nurturing energy of the oceans and the plants. Each time you breathe, drinking in, soaking in this nourishment from the air. And releasing to the center, and just pause at the center. Let your knees rest in against each other. Let your feet be as wide as your mat if you're on a mat. And rest your hands on your belly. And notice the rise and fall of the belly with your breath. Changing to the other side, so left leg long down the mat, right knee coming over onto your support if you're using it. And the right arm reaching out to the right side for the twist. If you're doing that cattail variation, the left foot comes up, right hand to the foot. yourself give over to the healing energy of the breath. Sinking into every cell, soaking into every tissue. Melting into your props and into the floor. Slowly releasing as you roll back to the center. Stretch your legs long down the mat, interlace your fingers and press the palms up and away. Inhale and exhale, bend both knees and circle the knees a few times, one direction and then the other. And setting up for our final posture, supported resting butterfly pose. So coming into this reclined position over a cushion, and you can choose to have that cushion flat, or you can incline it on your block or your firmer cushion, or a rolled or folded towel will also be good to use for the inclining. And now, let's see. So that's that. And yeah, the position of this block is about 2/3 of the way. So not all the way at the end, because it'll get too soft in the middle here. You want the middle to be nice and firmly supported. And now, the other support, which can be rolled towels or blankets or small cushions, or blocks even, can come to the outside of the legs like so. And then just nicely resting back over all of this support. And let the arms spill out at whatever angle feels good. Adjust your props as needed. And settle into the sensation of gravity pulling your body down, hugging you against your props, against the earth, against the body of Mother Earth. You're being held and nurtured and supported. with the heart in this open and receptive position. Allow this nurturing sense of the breath, this breath that has this magical potion meant just for you. It's Mother Earth's love potion for this heart, for this body, to heal, to restore each time you breathe. Breathing this elixir, letting it swirl around your heart, swirling around all the inside. Permeating every cell. Reaching all the way down your arms and legs, fingers and toes. And reaching every cell into your deepest tissues of your spine and the discs of your spine. And your heart and your lungs, your belly, your digestive organs, your sex organs, your throat, your brain, giving over to this healing response. As you let Mother Earth take over right now. And that's our practice. You can choose to stay here for a while longer or make your way up. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I hope you have a wonderfully restful time, whatever you're transitioning into next. I hope you enjoyed this practice, and if you did, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to my channel, and if you'd like to have a deeper dive with me, check out my subscription site where I have programs, I have daily calendars for my community of yogis. This is at devidalyyoga.com. You'll find the links below, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining.